What's going on, everybody? We're back again with another video. So this one's going to be like a complete transformation. This is my guy right here from the UK. I believe the Liverpool area. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong. His name is Mike. And he wanted to switch it up. His wife wanted him to do something different. So he looked up some pictures, some videos of what he would like, and he looked up his hair texture. That is the most important part when you're showing a barber a reference photo or something. Just make sure you have the same hair texture. So if you're looking up like burst fade, look up burst fade with straight hair, burst fade with curly hair, burst fade with wavy hair. So that way you have an idea of what it's going to look like on you. You can't come in with fully straight hair and then you show your barber a video of a guy with a curly top and a burst fade. It's not going to look the same. No matter what he does, it's not going to look the same. He can't change your texture unless he's perming your hair. But back to this video. This is my guy Mike. He usually gets a like mid or high skin fade and then combed over to the side. And this was a drastic change. This was pretty cool. I love when clients come in and they want to try something differently. It keeps me on my feet and it lets me know like they're also getting a little bored of the style that they get too. I think that's pretty dope. So we decided on this. He wanted to V out the back and he wanted a high burst fade. And it kind of is like a burst fade mohawk in a sense because he wanted to keep it as thin as possible in going into that V. So I did what I could. I try to show you guys the angles, but you know, so sometimes I get in front of the camera. It's just what I do. I'm not paying attention. I'm really focused in on the client and making sure they're satisfied with the cut and making sure they're happy with the dialogue throughout the haircut experience. So that's what I focus on a lot. And then I like to make sure when they're showing me reference photos, like I ask them what do they like about that photo versus like, oh, you want this exact cut. Because again, like certain things are going to stand out from a reference photo versus what you actually have. You might have, your hair might be less dense than the client that you're showing. There might be enhancements in the photo. So that's why I like to ask for like 2 or 3 reference photos and then I pick from each of them and then I realize like what the client's actually asking for. So that's what we were able to do in this one. Same steps as always. I'd like to just keep the guard in my hand until I'm done with it and then move on to the other side if I need to and then go to this side. Like I like to just get everything done in one shot so I don't have to keep reaching over for the guards. And this one was pretty cool because this was the first time he wasn't getting a comb over. He kind of wanted it like a spiked up, like a faux hawk. That'd be the best example for it. It'd be like a faux hawk. Yeah, that'd be the best example. Faux hawk that was blended in. It was nice. I like how this one came out. You see, it looked like he had 2 light spots on the top of his head. But honestly, once I was able to dry it with the blow dryer, we were able to just make something happen. It looked a lot better. I guess it was just pushing against his cowlick. He does have 2 cowlicks right there as well. So then I did some shortcuts, kind of like a textured crop into a faux hawk, just so it can stand up by itself. And then we put some paste in it as well. It turned out really cool, man. I like how this one came out. Super dope photo. He got the works, too. He got his goatee lined up. We did his eyebrows, too. And then we made a joke. I was like, you know, if your wife sends you back in here, bro, we're probably just going to have to take it all off. That's just where we were going to. So he started laughing. This was definitely something she chose too. So this is pretty cool because I like to see that people pay attention to trends. This isn't necessarily the first time I've seen this, but it's definitely one of the few times I've done this. I think this is really cool and it works for this type of hair texture. And if you're willing to keep up with it, that was the major thing. Like I don't recommend clients hairstyles that they have to keep up with if they're not looking to do that in their day-to-day life. Like this is something you kind of have to style, add some sea salt spray, add some texture powder to add some length. But he says from time to time, he just wears a hat at work. So this is going to be mainly for when he goes out with his wife. I told him just add some heat to your hair and then add the sea salt and texture powder and everything will be fine. It looked sharp, man. It looked like a completely different person from when he left the chair, when he got in. And yeah, I like challenges like this. This is something that just keeps you on your feet. So right there, I kind of had to blend into that just because it was lighter down there. So I just made it as light as possible while still keeping the definition. He didn't want it like super thick back there where the V is. So we just decided to thin it up a little bit. And then right here, you see me scrunching his hair and also using that blow dryer just to create some like friction, I guess you can say. And then I'll come in with the comb or I'll come in with the brush and I'll do the same thing. I'll brush against the hair, brush with the hair. And now you just see it just has a regular cowlick in that middle area. So right there, I'm just lining him up. He doesn't necessarily line up the hairline, but I did recommend it because a lot of his hair was up, so it just looked cleaner and it looked more presentable. Then right here, we're just lining up his goatee. And this is usually my favorite part. Like I said to you guys, lining up is definitely, it puts everything together. It's like the border on a picture. So that's the way I like to think about it. And then for people who have goatees, sometimes I will throw in a hot towel. It just depends. A lot of the people that have goatee, they're not really trying to get rid of all the hair on the sides because there's not much there to work with. So I'll just line up the goatee. I'll hit him with the razor, recline him back. But yeah, you don't necessarily need to use a hot towel. You're not doing as much as you would on a beard or if you're taking off a beard. So I like to give my clients the same treatment throughout it all. But if they don't need a necessary step, then we just don't talk about it. So from right here, I'm lining up his mustache. You can see I'm using a foil shaver down there. Just keep everything clean. I didn't want to tug right there with my trimmers because he seems to leave this a little longer. So we just lined it up to make it nice and presentable. And I think his wife liked it. I think he liked it because he was smiling. It's a big transformation, though. So when I show people this, you can see he cracked a smile. And then the barber started talking to him. Yeah, man, when people go into a big transformation like this, it's definitely a shock at first. Especially he's used to like getting high fades with a comb over. So this is the first for him. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really like how this one came out. And yeah, I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.